All hell to break loose soon in Spanish Town after Chief Justice Bryan Sykes released 12 members of the Clansman gang. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. Chief Justice Bryan Sykes concluded his week-long summation of evidence in the Home Circuit Court in the Clansman gang trial. The trial, which started with 33 defendants being hauled before the court on a 25-count indictment, was whittled down to 15 guilty verdicts and 12 acquittals. One defendant was murdered while on bail and 5 others were freed after the judge upheld no-case submissions by their attorneys. Yesterday, former Jamaica Defense Force soldier Jermaine Robinson and lone female defendant Pastor Stephanie Cole Christie were among those convicted of being a member of a criminal organization. Yes, you heard right. A pastor who was known to be giving orders to murder people. Meanwhile, the leader, Andre Blackman Bryan, had earlier been convicted of being the leader of the gang. Another defendant, Ted Prince, who was on Tuesday found guilty of conspiracy to murder, will have to appear before the court next Tuesday in relation to contempt of court. Prince caused a stir last week by urinating inside the courtroom in full view of police officers and everybody. That's how gross he was. Chief Justice Bryan Sykes is to begin the sentencing phase of the Wandan Gang trial on July 3rd. This judge is really something else though, not true? Anyway, news on the street is that among those freed were a second-in-command of the gang and a few who are known to have done several beheadings. Among them is the notorious Jason Brown, otherwise called Citypus or Lucifer. And it is said that most of the splintered gangs have now got back their leaders, and all hell is gonna break loose soon as the gangs were in full operation with new leaders, and they will not be willing to take orders from anyone when these new guys who are just released from jail come back to take over. So all hell is gonna break loose soon. The Police Officers Association, Jamaica Police Federation, and the District Constable Association have scheduled a combined news conference for today in response to their members' request that they accept the government's $11.8 billion pay package. Senior Superintendent Wayne Cameron, the chairman of the Police Officers Association, said that the police group would utilize the briefing to express their concern about the offer made by the government under the Compensation Review Program. In order to continue conversation on lingering issues, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark on Tuesday urged the Police Federation, which represents rank and file, to accept the $10.2 billion compensation package by the end of this month. He claimed that the Police Officers Association has received more than $600 million and $1 billion before. Meanwhile, the government pay offers to teachers in Jamaica as part of the compensation review package was also rejected. At a special delegate meeting of the Teachers Association held at Michael College in St. Andrew yesterday afternoon, the teachers rejected the package. Dr. Nigel Clark, Minister of Finance, pleaded with the teachers to accept the $12 billion pay plan so that the parties may subsequently settle any unresolved issues. 227 of the 574 teacher delegates choose to accept the offer, while 346 choose to reject, so the majority carries. Meanwhile, a St. Catherine mechanic Robert Fowler has pleaded guilty to the murder of 20-year-old accounting clerk Canice Jackson. The offender pleaded guilty to murder Wednesday morning in the Home Circuit Court and will be sentenced on April 27. Jackson, who resided in Independence City in Portmore, St. Catherine, was found dead on March 26 of 2021, 2 days after she had been reported missing. Her decomposing body was found in an open lot near the Portmore fishing village. Fowler was taken into custody and charged after he reportedly confessed to killing her. Meanwhile, in Anota Bay, St. Mary, early on Tuesday, police shot and killed 2 men. They're identified as Dan Hoy Richards from Kingston 13 and Owen Minot of a Waterford, St. Catherine address. 2 other men managed to escape. A white Toyota Probox with 4 males inside was reportedly stopped on Lodge Lane at about 2:50 in the morning by members of the St. Mary Police Operations Support Team. The men allegedly fired at the police after exiting the vehicle as the cops closed in. The police returned fire and both men were shot. Minot and Richards were then pronounced dead at hospital. Law enforcement has now increased its intelligence-driven operations in St. James after 2 high-powered weapons and 21 assorted rounds of ammunition were found on Tuesday, March 7 in Salt Spring in St. James. Yesterday, 1.40 Smith & Wesson pistol with a magazine containing 1 round of ammunition was also seized. 2 suspects were apprehended in relation to that seizure. And this recovery brings to 99 the total amount of firearms seized in the parish since 2023 in comparison to 131 in 2022. A St. James woman whose stall allegedly had a quantity of marijuana was fined $18,000 yesterday when she appeared in the St. James Parish Court. And it's alleged that on January 28, the police were conducting an operation on Barnett Street when they received information about a stall being operated by an accused, Marvelyn Hay. The stall was searched and 2 pounds of ganja was found inside a white bucket. Hay was arrested and charged. And I'm going to ask you people, does this make sense? The Jamaican government is buying ganja from Canada, but they're arresting and charging Jamaican people for selling ganja. Does that make any sense at all? Absolutely not. And as the guns continue to bark, a farmer was shot dead by gunmen at Greenfield District in Lacovia, St. Elizabeth yesterday morning. Police have identified the deceased as 30-year-old Makian Dixon, otherwise called McCoy, and Fatman, a farmer from Dry Harbor District in the parish. It was reported that about 8:45 a.m., Dickens and 4 other individuals were sitting at the front of a house when they were approached by a man armed with a handgun. Police said the man opened fire, hitting Dickens in the head and upper body. The gunman made his escape in a waiting white Nissan AD wagon motor car. The injured man was transported by police to the Black River Hospital where he died of his injuries, and no motive has been established for this attack. Meanwhile, frantic parents scrambled to collect their children after a man was shot in front of the Holy Rosario Primary School on Gibbs Avenue in East Kingston. The incident happened about 10 yesterday morning, just meters away from the school, and it is unclear if the man had died of his injuries. The school reportedly contacted parents to collect their children due to that incident. Onto sports, Kingston College standout Dojan Whisper Richards is set to sign a contract with a top English Premier League football club in just a matter of days. And it's understood that Richards, who recently went on a 2-week trial with Newcastle United, is expected to sign the contract tomorrow in Kingston. The 17-year-old enjoyed a sensational campaign in the recently concluded schoolboy season, netting more than 30 goals while providing 19 assists for KC. He is also expected to play for Jamaica for the first time when Jamaica play a 2-game friendly this weekend against Trinidad and Tobago. On to cricket. In the test match between the West Indies and South Africa this morning, the West Indies were 104 for 5 in reply to South Africa, who made 320 all out. The game is still in play when this news was being voiced. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube and type in JAMAICAN Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. And that's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.